Hello everyone, this is my YouTube series God Talk. In these videos, I will be talking about the God of the Bible. Please like, subscribe, and leave any comments or questions down below, especially if you want to help me get this message out to more people. God speaks to us in a number of different ways, and in this video, I am going to talk about 5 of them. It is important to know how God speaks to us because many of us can easily shrug off the voice of God, which can ultimately lead to disobedience and walking contrary to His plan for us. It's also important to know that God will never contradict His word. So, if we are spoken to by a deceiving spirit or a deceptive person, urging us to turn from the truth, to believe a lie, we can easily search out in the scriptures what is truth. The first way God speaks to us that I'm going to discuss is through the written word of God. The Holy Bible is filled with historical accounts, prophecies, warnings, encouragement, songs, and doctrine. These written words are meant to bring us closer to God, help us to understand more about who He is, and describe to us what He wants for us to do. It is by His word that we can test every other form of communication as we receive it by Him. The second way He speaks to us is through His Spirit, as it speaks to our spirit. Many times we may feel an urgency to do something or feel an answer to a question or prayer laid on our spirit. It feels like having a sudden knowledge or revelation of something. And this still, small voice can easily be hidden among our thoughts or even misrecognized as a different spirit. Some people may even hear the audible voice of God, depending on the spiritual office they're in. Our conscience is still another way that the Lord will speak to us. Our conscience is something developed from God's law, having been written on our hearts. Each person has it written somewhere on their hearts to do the right thing. And when we find ourselves having to make a decision, either to do right or wrong, if we choose to do the right thing, we have just obeyed our conscience. In other words, we have just obeyed God's law as it was written on our hearts. The fourth way that God will speak to us is through other people. This can happen in vague forms, where they say something indirectly to you about something that you may have been praying for or thinking or wondering about. You could also be the recipient of prophecy or words of wisdom or knowledge. God will directly speak through another individual to tell you these things. The fifth and final way that we're going to discuss is how God will speak to us through our circumstances. Certain situations happen in our lives to build and shape our character and our personalities. God has a purpose for each circumstance in our lives, and oftentimes, as followers of Christ, we are able to take notice of what and why certain things happen the way that they do, and we can learn from them. Thanks so much for watching my video. I am so glad that you are searching for the love of God. I am praying that the Lord will help you overcome each test and trial you have to endure in this life. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and if you have anything good to say, comment down below.